Good morning, good morning, good morning. Have we got anyone in the house? Let's have a look. Welcome to Thursday Market Pulse, Alpha Market Pulse with me, Modest Mike. It is just me for the moment. I may have some guests joining me, but for now it is just myself. Alex is on his hollybobs, enjoying a little break, but he will be back with me next week. So let's get stuck in straight away, shall we? Let me just organize my screen here a little bit. There we go, that's better. So we've just had some news actually that came in, which I wasn't expecting to do much, but it actually has shifted things around. And it was the GDP growth for the Swiss franc. And for some reason, it is given almost like a shot in the arm into Euro JPY, at least on the 1 minute, which you can see here. Not sure. I'm not as good on the fundamentals to know specifically why the Swiss franc has hit in that one, but alas, there we go. Haresh, my man, how you doing? Haresh, I need to get you on this live stream to join me here, my man. You know, we need to have a proper, chat and a proper catch up, so have a think about whether you want to come join me on live stream. What you trading today, Haresh? Are you looking at anything in particular? Let me know. But yeah, we just had this news come in where GDP growth year on year for Q4 was it wasn't much lower, but it was lower than expected, and it was obviously lower than the previous one. So not looking great for the Swiss franc. The rest of it was inflation rates for the euro, the Spanish inflation rate, which is only medium, but it obviously has done something. Henry, good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? Hope you are well, my friend. So yeah, why has that come up? There we go. We have got the business confidence coming in for Italy in just under an hour, so we just got to be wary of that. And then later on, we have got the lovely initial jobless claims and continuing jobless claims, durable goods, all of that lovely stuff. And we've also got GDP growth rate for Q4. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, because we've got to remember that is legacy data, because that's Q4. So that's that's when Biden was still in the administration and in office. So we've got to take that to a certain extent with a pinch of salt, but it will give an indication of a trend from Q4. So we'll see what plays out with that. Henry says, my short on USD CHF is looking good. Was able to add to my position. Nice, good stuff, my friend. Good stuff. Alrighty. So that's the news that we have today. We go over to the strengths. We can see the CHF has suddenly fallen off. CHF was actually up here earlier, and now all of a sudden it's lost all that strength because of that news that's just come out. And we've got the CAD showing a lot of strength right now. But after yesterday's stream, I was having a look around and I was playing around with this feature here, the last closed. And if you look at that on the daily, it just gives you a bit more of a clearer divergence than, say, this one, where it's looking at the daily, but it's constantly changing, right? So if I left this on, as markets start to move, we would start to see, you can see them adjusting slightly, right? So it gets updated, I think, every minute or something. But if we look at the last closed, it just shows us, based on yesterday's daily candle, where was their massive divergence. And here we can see that we had the pound and the Aussie dollar. So if I go in and look at the pound Aussie dollar, well, sure enough, if I take it to the 1 hour, we had quite a bit of a run yesterday, as you can see here. and it's broken out of this range that we had here, and it's coming up and retesting these highs. Take it out further, we can see that we've broken past yesterday's high, that we haven't broken past this high here. Now, whether we're going to or not is another question entirely. Let's turn that off. But that's where, you know, there's a possibility of maybe some sells coming in. You know, we had a big pump. It'll be interesting to see what kind of reaction we have. This was a very nice engulfing candle with a nice long wick. So I would be looking for, if I take that off and zoom it down, I'd probably be looking for some kind of reaction in that space there. It's not necessarily always going to happen that way, but that's probably what I'd be looking for. And am I looking for sells or buys? Kind of feel like there might be buys here, but let's see. Yeah, 7 hour looks like buys. So does the 9, as does the 11, almost. Yeah, it could still be buyers actually. Just having a look on the daily. Yeah, look at this on the 2-day. We've got liquidity at this level here on the 2-day. So this could be a tricky one to trade. I'd probably want to see what plays out over the course of the next hour. Maybe wait for London to open and see what kind of reaction we get. You know, as I say, looking on the 5-minute, we're still pretty much in this range here, so not clear yet which way we're going. So we'll see. Haresh is saying GU looks good. Let's see. GU. Let's zoom out. I haven't looked at GU, as you can see from my lines that I haven't marked out. But GU is heading in a direction that I figured it probably would. It's come into a zone. It's still working its way up. What are you looking at for GU, Haresh? Are these sessions always going to be this time London Silver Bullet? I've no idea what the London Silver Bullet is, Henry, but the plan is for them to be at this time for the time being. So every Monday to Thursday, Alex and I will be doing the Alpha Market Pulse Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Alpha Market Pulse, and then Wednesdays will be the midweek check-in or the midweek intel, and then Fridays in the afternoon, so at 2:30 GMT, we'll be doing the end of week, the lab report. So that's the plan at the moment. Whether it's going to change or not, I don't know. That's somewhat up to Alex. But at the moment, this is the schedule we've got. And we'll be carrying it on certainly in the lead up to the wider launch of Alpha Beta Lab. So we'll update you and we'll keep you posted. The events are all going to be, you can see them in the Alpha Beta Lab platform under the live streams channel, under the live stream spaces. So you can sign up for them and you can say that you want to go, and then you'll get reminders an hour before on your emails, I think, if you sign up for those. So you can get notified of those as well. But it will be here on the YouTube channel for now. I'm not aware of any plans to change that. Okay. You missed your buy entry on GU. Let's have a look on the 4 hour. Yeah. See, it's still heading up in that direction, but it's still got this liquidity here. And I said to Rich that I could see buys coming in, and sure enough, the buyers did come in yesterday. Nice to see that has played out. Let's change this music up a little bit. There we go. Let's just calm it down a little bit. So pound, I mean, you might still get something there, Haresh. I mean, I don't know what your what you're going to be working on specifically, but I could see if we're looking at Alex's break and retest idea, where would you break? You could even do it from here. And it's come down to the 50 already. If it comes down to this level here, where's my longs? If it comes down to here, I know you're not necessarily into your scalps and stuff, are you? But that might be a nice trade. What do you think? Be interesting to see how that one plays out, because we've broken past the 200, and we have created this engulfing candle. So let's see. It may just shoot straight back up, but it's not really reacting from anything over here in terms of this wick. So that looks like a nice potential opportunity. So we'll see how that one plays out. Might be a potential opportunity there. What do you think? Would you get in on that? Okay. I have got about your divergences. Let's see. You see, it's come down, it's tested this wick. Let's see if it holds. The only problem is you've got this order block here. So let's see. Sorry. Is it holding? No. It might shoot off. Actually, it's come up to that. Look at that. It's struggling to get past that EMA on the 21 EMA. There you go. What does it look like on the 1 minute? 1 minute looks less convincing, but it might just do it because it broke this engulfing candle here on the 1 minute, which is why I'm less convinced. And you have got this liquidity level here on the 1 minute. So it doesn't look entirely convincing. It might come back down to the 200 to retest down at this level. But you never know. Oh, I tell you what. I've got no problem with being corrected. That might well be a decent trade. Marina, you found us. Marina's found me on Alpha Beta Lab. How are you doing, Marina? Good to see you. Welcome to the Alpha Beta Lab. Always nice to see you. I hope you're going to still join me for the Discord later on. Abe is going to get very upset at me if people stop coming to the Discord and only come to Alpha Beta Lab. So want to make sure that you guys are still going to the Discord. I'll tell you what, Haresh, guys, Henry, look at that trade. I mean, it came. That is the kind of trade, right? If you were going in on that, now we'll see how far it goes. But if you got in on that only on the fivers, would you not get taken out with a stop like that? Now, I don't know if it might just come back to retest this area here, but that's a pretty strong move that it's making right now. Let's see what it does. Isn't it, Fresh? You would have, I mean, any other broker, any other prop firm, you would have been taken out on that, wouldn't you? That would just be, there we go. It's probably going to go to TP now. Look at that. Oh, Alex would be proud of me. Alex would be proud of me. Thanks for pointing that one out, Haresh. I think I'm going to have to send him the recording of today's stream and say, Al, mate, listen, EMAs and break and retest and all that lovely stuff. Your disciple has done you well. And it's done a wick as well on this candle, so it probably will go all the way, because it's not got any anything to come back and take from here, from this level at least. Normally when it really impulses up and there's no wick, then it might come down and take it, but looks like it might just keep going, which would be which will be a nice setup indeed. That'd be a nice. What is that? Is it a 1 to 2? Let's have a look. I've made it too big, haven't I? What is it? No, it's a 2.79, so it's almost a 1 to 3. Nothing wrong with a snipe, Paresh. Nothing wrong with a snipe. So yeah, look at that trade. I'm quite proud of that. I'm a little bit annoyed that I didn't take it on an actual account, but hey ho, such is life. Such is life. We have hit this order block on the 15-minute, so be interesting to see what happens. But that order block is also liquidity on the 15-minute. You see that there, at least by my definition. And sure enough, that's also where our TP is. So I think that one looks pretty decent to me. So yeah, I'm sorry guys, I'm in awe of that one. I genuinely am. The only thing that would have been nicer on that one, I'll tell you what would have been nicer, was an entry here, right? Which would have been absurd, I know, but that retest there, would I have gotten in? No, I probably would have gotten in about here, actually. My entry probably would have been about here because I would have seen it coming up and then I would have entered on a market order. Or I could have done a limit order of, say, something like that, which would have been, then suddenly you're looking at 7.5 R. So yeah, but oh well. Still a nice trade. Still a very, very nice trade. I'm going to save that one for Alex and for Rich to share with them. Later. And I'll probably put it in Alpha Beta Labs as well, I think. So yeah, there's GU. Going back to pound Aussie dollar, I'm torn because the pound is showing strength against the dollar, and it's just a question of whether it's going to carry that on from yesterday. Yeah, absolutely, Henry. But I mean, with my trades, if I'm looking at that GU, I look at those as, I genuinely look at those as, really tight scalp entries. You see an engulfing candle and you look for the retest. Looks like we're going to go to TP on this one. It'll probably take out this 15-minute inside bar, and then we may well see a reaction because we're coming into another area of interest. And where can we see that area of interest? So we can see it here. If you see this wick, and you see this wick here, we've got lots of impulsive moves here. So the only thing that may have stopped us was this wick here, potentially on the 3-minute, maybe on the 5-minute as well, but we've already broken past that, I think. So yeah, so we're almost at TP, and I would suspect we'll probably keep going until we get to this level here, which I had marked out for some reason. What did I mark it out for? I marked it out for something. 45-minute. Why did I mark that one out? Curious level for me to mark out. I can't see why I did. So yeah, that actually looks like you could leave that running potentially to go further. But Alex keeps telling me not to do things like that. So I kind of have to listen to Alex. But if I was looking at it with my strategy, this is where I would think to myself, okay, my strategy would say aim for that because that's the level. But the problem is that my TP is too tight, and I'm probably going to see something like this happen, where it's going to come back, and then it'll go something like that, right? So my TP would be taken out. There's no way that it's just going to do that impulsive move, and that's what I need to sort out my greed, basically. So yeah, so we're almost at TP. I'm going to save that one for Alex and for Rich to share with them. So because I keep putting in entries and thinking, oh yeah, this would be amazing. I mean, look, that's a 20R. That's an insane expectation. But what's really interesting is look what happened. I said about that zone. See how it wicked back off on the 5 minute. That's why I go for these kind of tighter entries. So that would have been a really, really nice trade. Let's go and have a look at what else is happening, because I've just spent 20 minutes talking about GU, and I don't want to bore you guys to death. I've got to try and keep this entertaining, of course. But I see we've got some more people joining us as well. We've got 6 viewers today, 6 of you all watching little old me. So say hello in the chat, guys, if you are around. On the 1 hour, if you draw the Fibonacci tool, price retraced to RLZ and continuing the uptrend. I can do that, Henry, but you'll have to tell me what the hell is the RLZ, because that's a term I'm not familiar with. Is that one of Jonathan's? A 61 fib. Okay. What would you do it from here to here? Yeah. Is that what we're talking about? The reload zone. Oh, okay. Jonathan's reload zone. Would it be that one, or would it be that? Would it be that one? No, it can't be that one. Is it going to be that one? Okay, the one that I had earlier. So it's going to be there to there, I'm guessing, or there. I don't actually know Jonathan's reload zone setup. I haven't spent enough time with him to know what that is, but yeah, it's certainly still coming in on a 1 hour nice break and retest. So 78.6. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so yes, that would be further down here if I edit that. If I add another one, 786. Yeah, really, really nice. Really, really nice. Excellent. Very, very nice entry indeed. Okay, good stuff. So yeah, so it looks like GU will keep going, at least I think probably till here, which would make sense, because it takes into this area here. It takes this liquidity as well. We've broken this structure, so it looks like we're going to keep going. And then that could well take us into the time frame of when we've got news coming out. We've got news coming out, I think it's around about here, around about there. So you could theoretically see news come in if we kept making that move up, wick into this area and then shoot down. It's a possibility, or it might keep going. But this is all dependent on what the Dixie's doing. Let's have a look at what the Dixie's doing on the daily. Yeah, Dixie still, yeah. So actually, could keep pushing further. We could still see some further weakness in the DXY, because I still think we're going to come down to this area before we start pushing on up and seeing any strength come back in. And if we look at that on the daily, yeah, it might not be today. Maybe I'm being overly ambitious, but it might be a nice swing potentially for entries. But again, probably too tight for me. Maybe that's one that you would take, Haresh. I don't know. Let's go and look at gold, shall we? So gold on the 1 hour, selling off, still selling off, coming back to these levels that I marked out previously to take out this liquidity. It kind of, I mean, it didn't come back as far as I thought it would, but it has come to the EMAs. Alex is in chat. The boss man's watching. Watch out, guys. Watch out. There you go. He's watching from a distance. Al, I thought you were off, mate. You're supposed to be chilling and relaxing back in Blighty, enjoying the sunny weather. I can send you the link if you want to join me. You're very welcome, but I doubt you've got your setup and your computers and everything else to go and have a look. But yeah, so gold didn't come back all the way up to here. It basically reacted off the EMAs and pulled back down. I am off. You are off. You just missed me. I know you missed me. It's all right. It's fine. I would miss me too. I would miss me too. Oh, he wants the link. Oh, here you go, guys. You see? He's off, but he still wants the link. There you go. Hang on a second. This is where we're going to get a mobile phone version of Alex joining, probably. So yeah, so I can see gold pushing further down. There seems to be a greater sentiment of risk off coming through. Same with yeah, exactly, dedication or addiction. I think it's Henry. I think it's actually obsession with me a little bit. I don't know. I'm not sure. But we'll see. Hopefully he joins us in a minute. Even if it's briefly. It does make me wonder because Bitcoin really sold off yesterday, and I personally think Bitcoin is going to keep going until we get to the kind of the early 70s, if I'm honest, which would agree with the gold's risk off as well. So that's my sentiment anyway right now, because we're just, I mean, look at Bitcoin, we're just going through dead air right now. There's nothing here to stop it. We've just broken through no man's land. We've broken past the 200 EMA and we closed below it as well. So I would be careful trying to get in onto Bitcoin just yet. If we look at gold, I've been saying it for a while now. Gold has been on a real run for quite some time, and has to really pull back. Oh, here we go. Hang on a second, guys. Let's see if we can bring the man himself in. There he is.
I don't know if you can hear me.
We can hear you. What's happened to you? Why are you all bunged up? You've been in the UK for less than 24 hours.
No, I'll tell you what it is. Is my mum's got dogs and cats and
She got a menagerie.
yeah, she's got like a dog, and you know I'm allergic to them, and it's absolutely awful, to be honest. But God,
but it's so nice to be home, eh?
It is. Wow,
it's actually nice weather.
It's my mum's. Yeah, it's my mum's house. Home is where, you know, back home, you know, on a holiday, but
back home is
really, it's actually really lovely. Look at that.
Oh, mate.
Wow,
look at
really
my
nice.
window's not bad actually. You took the nice weather with you, mate. Very nice, very nice.
Antihistamines, yeah, Henry.
Yeah.
I've taken them, mate. Taken them. I'm used to
not
them.
working though.
Do you know
How
what?
was
Just
your
a
journey
nice
over?
little bit. How's my granny?
I said, how was your journey over?
Oh,
How's your
bloody
granny?
hell, that was a tough one.
Was it?
Oh, stuck in Romania for 5 hours.
Oh goodness me! I heard that, well, I saw there was some political arrests going on. We're glad it wasn't you that was getting politically arrested over in Romania.
Go on, mate.
Sorry.
Wouldn't miss coming to England. Bloody hell.
And getting all bunged up with your with your allergies.
Oh mate, it's awful. It definitely is. But
we've been looking at the strength scores, and we're looking at pound Aussie dollar for potential buys.
Yeah.
Actually, good that you joined us. Look at this buy on
GU.
On GU.
Oh, don't, mate. I was looking at it as well.
Ignore my ridiculous take profit, right? But just this one, I mean, I was saying you would only be able to stay in this trade if it was on the fivers, because it literally came down, took the 61.80, went and took the profit, and now it's shot back straight down. Would have been a.
Did you take? Wait, hold on a second. The question is though, did you take it?
No. No. Mate, I'm here on my own. You know, I can't be entertaining the masses and then trying to, you know, take trades at the same time and everything else. You got me into a boot camp. I got to treat that thing with care now.
So wait, hold on. So did that get out on the extended 50 fib?
Yeah.
Ah, if that is
Bang
not
on.
enough evidence, if that is not enough evidence for you to be using this in Forex, there's no hope.
No, I mean, I'm
hope.
sold, mate. I'm
you're sold?
sold.
Wicked.
Listen, I'm sold. Listen, I was saying to the guys earlier, guys, listen, you know, I'm gonna have to share this recording with Alex because he's not going to believe me. So no, I'm sold, mate. I'm sold. I saw this breakout here. It was just this pump, and it was just drawing the fib on there, and yeah, it was beautiful. And then Henry very kindly pointed out that we had Jonathan reload zone. So on this move here, I don't know if you can see it, but we had this move here, and we've come back down, and we're probably going to see a bit more strength into the pound today.
That's what I was looking at. Pound
with the dollar
and
weakening.
also pound and euro. It's just I didn't want to get into any trades. I had a little bit of FOMO because I was just looking at these moves and I was like, wow, it's just like literally money on the floor.
How's your money in crypto looking?
Do you know what? I haven't even checked. I haven't even checked. I don't want to check, to be honest.
You know what's holding? Memdex. I'm just telling you.
To be honest, I feel like I just want to buy. I'm going to buy some more Solana at 123.
I can see why you would do that, but I would. Yeah. 123 looks like a nice price actually, but it could. I could see it coming. I could see it coming down to 115 though, if I'm honest.
Oh mate, if it comes down to 115, I'll be buying more. Be loaded.
If it goes past 120, then I'd be getting in on it myself. But Bitcoin just looks like it's just got this big gap that it's just going to fall back down to the early 70s.
That's on a daily, isn't it? It really does. It really does look like a distribution type of setup. You have that up first. So it don't look actually that good if you're looking at it just on a daily. But if you're looking on a weekly and monthly, it's still...
Oh, yeah. Look at that. There you go. You got it on the weekly. That looks like a really nice setup.
Oh, absolutely dying.
Wait for it to come down and then go up. Are you going to be sleeping outside for the next few days? Just stay away from these animals.
Oh, mate, honestly, it takes me about 3 or 4 days just to get used to them. The only thing is, I'm 3 or 4 days.
You're there for 3 or 4 days.
Back.
You're going to be a joy to sit next to on the plane, aren't you? There you go, guys. It is, Henry. It is really free falling. It is. This is the precise example of don't try and catch a falling knife. Trying to catch a falling knife on this is just going to be painful. So yeah. The other thing I was looking at yesterday was Nvidia came out with their latest figures. Apparently they weren't that great. And I think it came out around about this time here yesterday. And look at what it did to the NAS. That just shows you how powerful Nvidia is when it comes to the NAS. And it probably did the same. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, and look at that. It did the same to the S&P as well. So it just goes to show you, it doesn't look too healthy. I mean, it did recover it, and it hasn't dropped below the lows, but there is general more and more negative sentiment coming in, I think, towards the US economy with the co-presidents of Trump and Musk and their current policies and approaches. So yeah. Wondering what else have we got in the markets to look at. We can have a look at Euro USD. Euro USD is still in this area. It bounced off that one quite strongly yesterday, I've got to say.
Can you still see me if I go like this?
You're just black. I don't know what you're doing. All we can hear you is just going...
Trying to breathe.
Oh dear, mate, you are supposed to be off, so nobody's expecting you to be here. We're grateful to see you in your.
Yeah, I don't really call for me though. This is like relaxing. This is like actually
Is it?
relaxing. Yeah.
I told you guys he's obsessed. I told you he's obsessed with me. He's obsessed. This is Alex kind of getting into his addiction to Modest Mike.
It is true. It is true.
But look at that move. It took all of these highs, and then it shot down yesterday at 6 o'clock on the USD. That
it's been, to be fair, other than these last couple of days, it's actually been quite a hard week, to be honest. For me personally, I don't know about for anybody else, but for me personally, it's been quite a hard week.
It's been very rangy, especially on EU.
There you go. So that's why it's been a hard week.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at that, that's the hourly on EU that you can see there. And that's not really done much at all, So it's been hard to find anything. GU does look good for the longs right now. And that was one we looked at yesterday with Rich. But EU, hard one to call at the moment. And partly because you're not really seeing any kind of strength or major weakness on the EU at the moment at all. So yeah, but we've got a weekly low. So obviously being Thursday today, we could see the weekly closing. We've got some US news coming in. We got the GDP growth for Q4 coming in later today. So that could well send the dollar down. Send the euro down against the dollar, and see us pushing further down. So yeah, we've reached this 21 EMA on the weekly, so it's quite possible we'll see that pushing off, and pushing further down to come and sweep up all of this liquidity that we've got marked down further down. So yeah, one that's bucking the trends though, at least for the moment, it's a DAX. DAX is just still going strong. Those Germans are happy about that election result. So yeah, we'll see how that one plays out as well. DAX is coming back to an area of interest. In fact, it's tapped into one. So longs could look really nice right now for the DAX.
That's what you do. That's what happens when you got conservatives that get put into government.
Mm-hmm.
More trust that they're going to push growth.
Yeah.
Then let's say if you've got like the left, you saw what they're doing to England.
This is it. I mean, one thing I'm curious about to see is what's going to be the impact of these changes in sentiment towards defense spending, because that is big money. And one way to look at it is this is taxpayers' money going on defense, but that money still goes to private firms like BAE Systems, like what are the other ones called? I can't remember. Rolls-Royce and all these others that make all of these military hardware. That's still private sector that's absorbing all of that money. So it's taxpayers' money, but it is still going into the economy, so it is a bit circular. But this one here right now on the 1 minute on the DAX could be a really, really nice buy if it comes back in here and retests. Be interesting to see how this plays out on the DAX. I don't do the DAX very often, so I'm reluctant to be too gung-ho or risky with it. But it does look like one that I might want to take, particularly on the 15-minute, because we've got this candle here. We've reacted quite strongly off it, and we've made an inside bar. We've taken the low of that inside bar, and now we've just got the high of it to take. So if it holds, then depending on what kind of reaction we get in here, I might be tempted to go in for some buys, but it really depends on how this 1 minute really closes. If the 1 minute closes really strongly, I don't think it's going to hold. I think it's going to fly past that level. Doesn't look like it's going to hold, does it? He says, and then it shoots back up. Let's see. Let's get in on one and let's see what happens. It might not hold, but let's see. Because we're still looking for reaction to retest the highs that were created most recently. So I think we might still see something come back up. Whether it's at this area or whether it's another one, I don't know. But let's see. It might do it. You know, that's a big impulsive move. So we might now see a bit of a retrace come back up. Ahmed, good to see you, my friend. How you doing? Hope you're well. Lovely to see you. We have a bunged up Alex today, Ahmed. No, it didn't hold. So DAX is still going south. So we'll see how the DAX wants to play out. It looks like for now it wants to sell off, maybe with some buys coming in once we hit the 200 EMA. There's a liquidity level there that it probably wants to come and take potentially before we see some buyers coming in.
Look at the fresh face. Feels super fresh. The only fresh thing about this at the moment is the view.
Do you know what? I'm proper jealous of that weather. That kind of UK weather is.
This is nice. I can deal with this.
Yeah.
I can deal with this wet and grey. I can't deal with wet and grey, but this is beautiful. This is lovely.
Yeah. No, that is the kind of weather I can sign up for quite happily. Yeah. So Al, when you back? You're back on Monday, aren't you?
Yeah, back on Monday as normal. Yeah, back on Sunday, but then I'll be back at work on Monday.
Good stuff.
All right. I'm gonna get off because I'm absolutely bunged up anyway. So
it wasn't coming across at all, mate. It wasn't coming across.
Yeah.
You're looking amazing. You look amazing.
All right, bro. Speak to you later.
All right, mate. Take care. Ta-da. Are you in? I didn't realise you were in Australia, Henry. It's not, but it depends where in Australia. Because I've got a cousin in Melbourne, and she says that the weather in Melbourne is pretty much the same as the weather in the UK. There's like a mini UK apparently over there. At least that's what she tells me. Queensland. Don't know, mate. Don't know where that is in Australia. I'm afraid my geographical knowledge of Australia is actually not very good. Queensland, Brisbane, I've heard is quite hot. So, but you guys have those crazy, aggressive black widow spiders and all that madness. My cousin once sent me a picture or a video of a spider that was hiding under the door handle of her car, and I was like, no thanks, not dealing with any of that. The northeast, yeah, okay. So the northeast, you're going to get beautiful weather, right next to the Pacific Ocean, aren't you? So yeah. Ahmed says the Trump policy should lead to a weak dollar. Why it didn't kick yet? Ahmed, do you want the long answer or the short answer? The short answer is none of us really know. The long answer is probably a little bit of conspiracy theory, but think about who Trump knows and who he'll be in contact with. You know, if you look at his envoy to Israel and to Ukraine, Wickoff, the guy that's supposed to be doing the deal for the ceasefires and the peace deals, he's a businessman, right? And all of these guys are businessmen. So the reality is that these guys, you know, the markets were manipulated before. I'm pretty sure they're majorly manipulated now. You know, look at Bitcoin, right? The Trump organization that he set up for crypto bought up tons of ETH, tons of it. So why is it selling? Why is it devaluing? Because it's getting manipulated to sell off and sell off and sell off, so he can buy more at a lower price. It's just the way it's playing out. I also think a lot of his policies haven't necessarily been put in play yet. So, you know, there was the Mexico and Canadian tariffs that were supposed to be introduced. Then there was a 30-day reprieve, and then it's supposed to be coming back in again. It's, you know, he's not been very clear. Yesterday he announced 25% tariffs on Europe. You know, the guy is, unfortunately, I think with Trump, there's a lot of air and there's a lot of hot air that's just released, and it's only when you actually see action taken that you can then truly, you know, start to position yourself in terms of what policy is going to do. And that's something that you know, you just got to be careful of. You know, if you look at things like EU, right? EU is, look at that this week on the 1 hour. That's not price action that I'd really want to be trading. You know, it doesn't look nice. It doesn't look appealing as potential trades, and that's why I'd be really careful of it. You know, we look at GU. GU is looking a little bit better, but it's looking a bit cleaner, right? GU is still kind of making higher highs, right, and higher lows. So GU looks more reasonable, but you know, I just personally think the dollar is sitting at a point where Trump wants a weaker dollar. For his long-term policy, he wants a weaker dollar. But if it weakens too soon, it then removes his leverage against the likes of China. So if he removes his leverage against the likes of China, he can't bring them to any kind of negotiations or any kind of conversations. And that's where you then have a problem. Henry's taken a GU long on the 4 hour with a TP of 126948. Let's have a look. 126948. It's up here, this kind of level. 6948 there. Slightly. That looks like a nice level, Henry. I would say you could actually go a little bit higher, only because you've got this is an inside bar on the 4 hour, if you can see that, and your stop loss is 2.6. So Henry's got a base of TP there, and your stop loss is at 26497. 497. So a nice trade, that just over 1R, 1.3R. Just trying to see. Sorry, I was looking at the 1 hour. That's an inside bar on the 1 hour, Henry. What I'm saying, on the 4 hour, it's also an inside bar on the 4 hour as well. So that level there, just above it, I'd be seeing that as major liquidity for price to come and take. There is a little bit of resistance on this candle here. That's the only kind of snag, and you also have this inside bar down here as well. So you've got to be cautious. Inside bars aren't always, you know, price doesn't always take them straight away. It leaves them, you know, and comes back for them later. But what it does mean is that you then end up with a nice liquidity trail on the table that you can then look for as potential targets. So you can see here, just marking out on the 4 hour, these inside bars that I'm marking out here. And then you've got this one here, for example, is actually a 4 hour one on there. Yeah. So there's plenty of liquidity for price to come back and revisit and take. And that's why you've still got to bear in mind that, you know, is that a trend? We've broken the downward trend here, and we're now coming back up, but we're retesting this resistance level, which is why you just got to be careful. But it looks like a nice trade, Henry. Looks like a nice trade. I'm still bullish, I would think, on the GU coming up to this zone here. So I'm going to leave that on here, just to see how that plays out over the coming days. I probably won't necessarily take a trade on it, but it does look like it's going that way, because you can see that we've bounced off the 200 EMA, and you know, both the 21 and the 50 are following in line. They're not closing in on each other yet. On the 1 hour, we are closing in there. That's possibly looking a little bit risky. But then look at the 8 hour. That looks really nice. Crossing over looks really, really nice. So you could see it coming in and then pulling back down, then retesting that 200 EMA probably around about this area here. And I would probably see it pushing past it again. We'll see. We'll see. I am not a soothsayer or a fortune teller. I can only say what I see. Say what I see. Those of you from the UK will know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about that. It's a program called Catchphrase, if you Google it or YouTube it. Anything else you guys want me to look at? We're coming up to 10 to the hour. I just want to have a quick look at the DAX again, see what she's doing. She's now reached this level. Let's take it to the 15-minute. Potentially, what can we have? Could we potentially have something here? Possibly. Yeah, this looks like a nice area actually. See that? Reaction, reaction, reaction. This looks like a nice area potentially. So we could see some buys come in here because we've left a lot of liquidity down here. So that looks like a nice buy opportunity. Not yet. I want to see what the reaction would be, but certainly looks like a decent area for buyers to come in. Ideally, if it can hold above this line, then it feels like a stronger confluence because it's reacting off this engulfing candle. But we'll see. Just generally seeing a lot of strength in that area. US 30, yeah, no problem, Henry, Hamed. I will have a look at that for you in 2 secs. Let's have a look. US 30, crossing over here on the EMAs on the 15-minute, but being held up here by probably what looks like the 50%, and also held up by the 50% and also by the 200 EMA. So possibly still going south. DAX still hasn't come to that area, so I'm still not interested in the DAX. But yeah, it's 5 minutes crossed over the 200 EMA, and these aren't closing in on themselves yet. I'd probably wait and see what it does in this area here. You might see some buys in there, but I'm not sure how far it's going to go, because generally speaking, it feels like the US indices are looking quite weak. And if you see that there, we've come to a 50% level. So you might see something there, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one, if I'm honest with you, Hamid. So yeah, I'm just having a look to see what else we have going on here in this area. Do we have any other? Yeah, there is some interest on that zone. So I'm just wondering if it would have come any higher. Sometimes when it's a zone on the higher time frame, yeah, exactly, Hamed. Yeah, totally. We have got this lower level on the German DAX. On the US 30, it's just sitting there. It is an engulfing candle right now, which would be a night on the 1 hour, which is a nice indication of buyers coming in. So this zone may still be an interesting area to look for buys. The DAX, What's the DAX doing? Yeah, watch out for this, guys. We've got the news coming out. It is only medium, but it will still impact euro affiliated assets. Oh, the DAX is pushing up already. Can you guys hear that? I think there might be a dog in the office today. Let me know if you can hear it. It'd be good to test to know if my microphone is blocking these things out or not. Let's see. We're breaking past that. We haven't broken past that. Do you see that? So we're still pushing further down, at least for the moment. That's on the 1 minute. We'll see how that breaks past. But yeah. Any others you want me guys to look at? I know there's 6 of you in here, so if there's anything else you want. Oh, hang on a second. Alex is in on an EU. He's just messaged me. Let's have a look. What's he caught? What has Alex been buying? He's on a Euro USD on the, I can't see what time frame he's on. I think it's the 5. Is it the 5 minute? Yeah, he's gone for this, I think. Let's have a look. He's gone for this one here. He's broken these highs, I think. Where has he gone? I think he's gone for this here. I'm trying to understand his setup, but is it that one maybe? Yeah, that must be it. That's a nice reload zone as well. That's a nice catch. Really nice catch, actually. Let me just message him. Nice catch. The DAX, though, what's the DAX doing? DAX has come to take that level and is now reacting. Maybe DAX is in for buys already. What do we think, guys? Not sure. Yeah, I'm in on buys on the DAX, I think. Let's see. Let's see how we play it out. That just looks like a really nice, on the 7 minute, just looks like a really nice engulfing candle. So we'll see how that plays out. Hopefully get me a little bit of profit there. So looking at a long, roughly there, stop loss down here, and take profit probably up to there is what I'm looking at the moment. That's what I'm thinking. I don't like the fact that the EMA is here, but this news might move things, so we'll see. So yeah, let's see what the news does, and then I will probably drop off, guys, and call it a day for today. But just as a reminder, I will be back on the Fivers Discord later on this afternoon. So I'd love you to join me for the New York Open session over on the Fivers Discord. If you're around, do pop by and say hello. Otherwise, I'll be back again tomorrow. Tomorrow, Friday, is the end of week lab report. So I will be online at 3:30 my time, 2:30 GMT. So would love you to join me for that as well. Be great to see you. And oh, look at that, DAX is going in my favor. Let's hope it keeps going. Let's see. Might have caught that nicely. Let's see how that plays out. I'll leave you guys to it. News is about to come out. We'll see if it kills me or not. Hopefully it doesn't. As it comes out, let's see what happens. We're okay, I think. We're okay. Looks good. Excellent. Hopefully caught that nice buy there, at least as an entry back up to the 200 EMA. Guys, thanks ever so much for joining me. Hope to see you later on in the Discord. Hope to see you tomorrow as well. If you are already in Alpha Beta Lab community, make sure to check out the community contributions threads. Yeah, please help us build that out. We want to get as much in there as possible for when we start opening up to a wider audience. So make sure to jump in there, start sharing your strategies, start sharing your journeys, any 101 basics that you think, maybe newer traders should know as well. We'd love to have that in there. Yeah, catch you guys later on. Cheers, guys. Bye.